Hello, doctor. Hello, how are you? Good afternoon. It's been a while since you've come here.
He's not happy to come down, your son.
Gets you out of the house, I suppose. The trip out.
Yes, I guess so.
Okay. Did you ask you to come, or
Pardon?
did we ask you to come, or is there something you want to?
Well, there's two
discuss?
things I wanted to discuss with yourself.
Yeah.
The first one is that obviously his medication stopped back in November unilaterally without informing us.
Okay.
Alright, and I want to know why that decision was made.
Do you mean the olanzapine and the amlodipine, that medication, or is that something else?
Yeah, those are the ones. I think he was on a repeat prescription.
Well, there might have been a medication review which slowed things down. It's all been prescribed. There hasn't been any interruption.
Well,
Certainly, sorry. Christmas Eve it was prescribed.
Yeah, correct. Yes.
There was a gap before then. I don't know
Yes. Is that
if
gap
that was deliberate or.
I think that was deliberate.
I don't know. I'm sorry. I've absolutely no idea. I can't shed any light on it. I have a pharmacist who isn't working today, but he might be able to shed some light on that.
Well, I'll have to give you some background, because obviously what's happened is that my brother's medication stopped. I think the doctor wanted to, is it Dr. Reynolds, wanted to do a medical review.
Okay.
Alright, and that does not, asking for somebody to come in for a review does not justify stopping medication, does it?
It just doesn't make any sense.
It doesn't make sense to me as well.
Did Dr. Reynolds write to you?
No, they didn't write to us, they didn't telephone us. So sometime in September, October.
There was a failed delivery on the 17th of October.
Okay.
And on the 8th of November we didn't issue a prescription because we weren't sure if exactly what was happening. So we kind of waited just to hear back from it. So there wasn't any intention to stop the prescription, it's just that we weren't sure they were going to the right place.
Just on that point, the reality is that we received a prescription on the mid-October. So 15th, 16th, we received a prescription. It was delivered to us.
Well, I can ask our pharmacist who works alongside the doctor if he knows anything which will help.
Well, the reality is that, so what's happened is that there was some irregularities in the medication. We came on the 15th, we collected the medication, okay. Has there been a request for a nurse to come out to see my brother or anything like this? Subsequently?
Yes, I think there has.
When was that?
So, 5th of November?
Okay, alright.
So they knocked on the door, left a card the day before, and it looks as though the blood test was done the following day, but they weren't from this place. It was the community matrons.
They were done?
Do you want me to? I can contact them and see what happens. I can be in touch with them and just see what happened with that.
would you have not requested the blood tests?
Not necessarily. It might have been no. I mean, it might have been an automatic recall system that had been set up a long time ago. So, like for an annual checkup,
Well,
which would have gone automatically to the community.
Okay, well, I
matrons.
understand that. I mean, if it's an automatic thing, that's fair enough. But,
Mm.
so you're saying that you have not
So it
sent them.
looks as though they tried to make contact on the 4th of November,
Okay, all right.
and then on the 5th of November they made an entry which I don't fully understand.
What's the entry say?
It's to do with care completed, as if the blood test was taken, but it clearly wasn't because I've got no result through. So I don't know. I'd have
Well,
to,
I
I'd have
mean,
to contact them. And
well,
clarify that.
clearly there was no blood test taken because somebody did come down to our house on the 4th or 5th of November, let's just say, from the nurse.
Yeah.
But obviously we were not at home.
Did they leave a card
They left
with
the
a
card.
number?
Yes, that they did.
Did you
Yeah.
ring the number?
No, I didn't know. No, because we were not here. We were abroad on holiday,
Okay.
so we were not here.
Mhm.
And then subsequently, that would not trigger suspending his medication, would it not? Okay.
No.
And neither would the fact that he needs to come for an annual review to suspend his medication.
No, it wasn't.
So
that
those
way.
two things were not there.
His medication wasn't suspended.
It was. I'm sorry, it was because what's happened subsequently is that, as I explained, we went on holiday.
Mhm.
We came back,
Mhm.
and he's not received his medication.
Yeah.
So I've then obviously gone to the pharmacist.
Yeah.
So our pharmacist is Robert's Pharmacy.
Mhm.
We've gone there, we've asked why is his medication not being delivered. They said the GP practice, Farrow Medical, are refusing to give us a re-prescription.
Okay.
So what normally happens is that we don't ask the pharmacy to collect the medication or make a re-prescription. What we normally do is they normally, whenever it's due, they ring yourselves to pick up the prescription. That's the normal protocol, and then they come to deliver it.
Yeah.
In November, there was before the dispensing of the medication on the 24th of December,
Mhm.
there's been a period where medication hasn't been dispensed.
Mhm.
What I've been told is that the reason that the medication got suspended was because there was been no review. So he needs to come in for a medication review.
Okay.
I didn't think that made any sense because just because somebody doesn't come for a medication review, there can be many reasons for this. In our particular circumstances, we were not made aware of this, and ideally I think if medication is stopped or abruptly stopped, somebody who's taking regular medication, there should be a note on your system saying that we've attempted to contact you, i.e. by telephone or by letter.
But we did that.
No, you didn't. Okay, I can show you.
Well, let's have a look.
So in October to November, you attempted to contact me.
Yeah, so Dr. Leader tried to ring you round about the 8th of November but couldn't get through.
8th of November.
Yes.
Okay, all right.
And so I think we just left it and we were
Did
waiting
you
to
leave
hear
a
back from
message?
you.
Did you leave a message or anything?
No answer from landline. I don't think she was able to get through on the number that she was given.
Okay, all right. All right, but would it not
There's
be?
nothing deliberate.
Well, I beg to disagree. I think there is something deliberate. I mean, you're entitled to your opinion. I'm entitled to my opinion. I think there is because obviously if Dr.
Well, let's. This goes beyond our consultation today, and I want
Okay,
to help. I
and
want to help your brother.
Yeah, that's correct. Yes,
And I'm
but-
not trying to be difficult.
I'm
But it
not
might
trying to
take
be
a bit of time to unravel.
Okay, all right. But I mean, like you said that there's nothing untoward. I think there is. But I don't want to go and digress into, like your all this information, like this, forward and backwards. Like I said, it's not conducive. Okay. All I'm trying to do is get to the facts.
Okay.
All right. So all I've tried to determine is that if somebody made, I mean, the pertinent point here is that my brother's medication was suspended. All right. That is a fact.
Well, the prescription was withheld on that occasion. I think we were simply waiting to hear from him. That's
Okay,
all.
okay.
We didn't intend for him to go without medication.
Well,
that
I mean,
was not our
but
desire at all.
I understand that, but
Yeah.
you can't say anything other than that, can you? But the reality is that you attempted to call me once, or attempted to call us once. You've not written a letter out to us, all right? That's
But you're not a million miles away. If he's without medication, you simply get in touch with us.
I
That's
understand.
fine. We'll respond to that.
I understand. I'm trying to explain to you the circumstances regarding that.
Mm.
I don't want to be able to, you to leverage or you basically use this medication as a means to blackmail us to come down, is it? I mean, if you suspend,
No.
what's happened in these particular circumstances is that I think somebody may have made an attempt to contact us, not being able to be able to make contact, and the purpose of that contact was a medication review. I think that's the purpose of the contact.
The pharmacy requested a prescription, failed delivery on the 17th of October, and so we weren't sure that prescription was required because we thought maybe it was going to be backing up.
That's incorrect. Because we obviously, the pharmacist, I went down and I made sure we went on holiday at the
So
end
it
of.
wasn't in the context of us wanting a medication review,
Okay, all right,
and we didn't deliberately want to stop the medication for any reason. We just didn't want it to be piling up and doing,
That's understandable.
gathering dust somewhere.
That's understandable. Now, there's been previous issues in August regarding this medication, and I believe there was the people at fault was the pharmacy in that case. I don't want to digress and take too much time, but I just want to focus on this one particular issue. In November, we were not here. Medication was stopped. I went to the pharmacy because obviously I feel our relationship has become at such a stage where I couldn't contact yourself. So I contacted the pharmacy, Robert's pharmacy, and asked them, where's this medication? They informed me. We came back, I think this was in mid December, all right, and so we made these inquiries, and they told me that Farrow has stopped the medication prescription. They're not giving us prescription. We're happy to prescribe because we need, in order for us to prescribe, we need a prescription. And so they were not able to do so. So I then came here. I spoke to your staff members, and they were advised that he needed a review. So when could you come and have a review, or can we have a telephone? The doctor will ring you for a medication review.
Yeah.
So this is what leads me to believe that the medication was stopped because of the medication review.
I mean, now's the 8th of January, and we did issue on the 24th of
That's
December,
correct, yes.
so it hasn't stopped us,
Well,
hasn't gotten in the way of that.
this is the second point I wanted to bring to your attention, is the fact that once, I'll let you just quickly familiarise yourself with what's happened.
See if there was... So we had a request on the 23rd of December to issue quickly.
And who requested that?
That was from receptionist
Okay.
to the pharmacist that works with us.
Okay.
So that was, yeah.
But what's happened subsequently is that I've been told that he needs to go for a medication review with the doctor, and that's the only way that is going to be prescribed. When I've come to reception, they said, yeah, it's just a straightforward thing. We can do it over the telephone even now, all right? I chose not to engage yourself. So where things should have been left is that there shouldn't have been any further progress made. Talib hasn't got in touch with you for a medication review. Nobody's got in touch with you with a medication review. And then lo and behold, to my surprise, I learned that medication has once again been dispensed. So we've basically done nothing as far as engaging yourself since for some time, right?
Well, it might have been an automatic review where it was felt that there was no obvious reason to change
That's
anything.
fine. That's fine. There can be reviews, but those reviews do not equate to a medication being suspended. That's what concerns
a
me.
review is due.
A review has not taken place. So why was it suspended?
Well, look, I think you'll
justification-
have to draw your own conclusions. I've said all I can say. There's not much I can add to that.
Okay, well, that's fair enough. Obviously, my brother's medication was suspended and then reinstated.
Well, you were out of the country,
Irrespective.
and we didn't want to issue prescriptions
Yeah,
knowing they were just backing up somewhere.
You didn't know that, though.
That's irresponsible
No,
for us to do
I
that.
understand this, but you didn't know that, though, because all the prescriptions
Yeah, but
have
you're
been
saying you were
collected-
out of the country.
But we didn't tell you this.
But the truth is you were out for, what, a month?
Yeah, let's just say for a month, yes.
So, I mean, it would be irresponsible for us to continue generating prescriptions to be dispensed,
It would also be-
knowing they
I
were just
understand.
backing up somewhere.
That's one line
We
of
can't do
argument.
that.
I understand this. It's also irresponsible of you to unilaterally suspend this medication without informing us or making contact. That's also
Well, we did try to ring.
Okay, all right. But,
We couldn't ring the message. And we know you're not far away. If you need the medication, you'd contact us.
Okay, but you do accept the fact that if you suspend his medication, that's irresponsible.
No, I don't accept that.
Why don't you?
We didn't suspend his medication. We
That
just
was-
didn't issue a prescription. The two
That-
things are different.
How are they different?
Well,
Suspended.
we knew we weren't
What's the
we weren't
definition of
drawing a line.
suspending?
We just simply didn't issue a prescription.
Okay,
And we knew that you would contact us if you needed
why did you know
something.
that?
Because you're his care and you care for him, and we
Yeah.
trust you to do that.
Okay, all right. But
And we have some.
what is the aspect of suspension? What does the definition of suspension mean?
Well, we have enough of a relationship for us to know that you would contact
Yes.
us if your brother was short of medication.
That's correct. Yes.
And enough of a relationship for us to respond quickly
Yes.
and earnestly if we knew there was a need. So we're not trying to be obstructive.
Look, Mr. Bargh, I accept this, but I think there's a lot of nefarious.
You can construct whatever you want to, but that's all I can say about
But the
it.
bottom line is there was a short period of time where my brother didn't get any medication.
Yes, but you could have made it shorter by contacting us before.
I could have
before
done.
you did.
That's
So
why I could.
it works both ways.
No. I am not necessitated to do anything. All right.
Well, neither are we.
Yes, you are.
Necessitated to prescribe into a vacuum.
No. How did you know it was a vacuum?
Because
I'm
deliveries were being made and they weren't being
They were being
collected.
collected. They were being collected. I can assure you. So that your information is incorrect there.
Well, we
Look,
were trusting the pharmacy
Okay,
to
right. Let's just move on
advise
for
us
this,
correctly. Yeah,
Mr.
that
Bargh.
would be
I mean,
helpful.
yeah.
That would be helpful.
Yeah, well, let's just move on from this because this is a very serious matter, and although
it isn't that serious.
it is a
I
very
think you're
serious
making a mountain out of
I
it.
think I am. Yes, I am, and it's a very serious matter. But there's no point further dwelling on it today because obviously you're not in a position to provide me with any further clarity. I've come here just to seek clarity on this. Okay,
So let's move on.
yeah, let's just move on because
Okay.
obviously I take this matter very seriously. I do believe that you suspended. There's something
Look, we
nefarious.
are moving on.
Yes.
Good.
That's all
Thank
right.
you.
Well, I said that. I'm just summarising that this is what the situation is, and now we're moving on.
Good.
The second point is that I have then subsequently, obviously, as you know, you said you trust me, and you expect me to, if there's no medication delivered, to act on my behalf. I can only do that as a third party. Yes, that third party role had been suspended back in 2016 or 17 when you learned that I had gone to prison. Yes. And then subsequently, my brother Adala was made a third-party access. Subsequently, from that time period onwards, I've attempted to have third-party access. And you yourself, Dr. Bargh, have come to my house and look, I just need something formal in writing, or like something legal in writing, like a power of attorney. I've proceeded, and I don't want to dwell on what's happened with regards to my mother. I proceeded to provide you with a power of attorney then. That was last year, and I subsequently made subject access requests, which were negated in relation to my mother. That situation, then we moved my mother out of this pharmacy. My brothers remained here. I've now then proceeded to provide you with a court-registered lasting power of attorney. You've kindly written back to me, I think it was yourself, it came from your email, and said, yes, we have some time, we'll look to respond to you. So that was on the 25th of December that disclosure should have taken place. On the 25th of December, I then sent you another email saying, look, I backed off, like you said, you have the time period. Please can you explain to me why disclosure hasn't taken place? I've not received a response from you.
Okay, I think there are acting as third party. If one was to act as a third party, doesn't necessarily mean So the third party access to records is one thing. Acting unofficially as a go-between and a representative is another, and as a carer is another. So not all carers would necessarily have full third-party access to records, and that I think is where the difficulty is. So we're not sure where the Office of the Public Guardian is up to in terms of approving the application that you've made.
I'm sorry.
And if it's being processed and registered, then obviously we have a public duty to honour what's going on. But we just need clarification about that, and we haven't had that yet.
Okay, like you said,
And that's out of my hands.
Okay, there's three things in there. There's first of all that if I'm an informal carer and just coming in here like a relative, like many people you have, okay, that is not the case with myself or my brother. When I came here, I registered, and the first thing we did, I think it was November 2015, I think, yes. We came
So
here.
you had that access initially.
We had the access
which was withdrawn, yeah.
which was withdrawn, yes. Obviously I need to have that access in order to act on his behalf, because I'm giving my personal data as well. You've got my name, my phone number, and in order to liaise with him. Now, so that's the second part. Third party access was there. It was withdrawn, and then subsequently last year, in relation to my mother as well, yes, it was withdrawn on both by, and then given to Adalat. My brother, I don't think that would have been right. I asked for some documentation, because that it's a bit of a grey area, yeah.
Can I say this is outside my control?
Just one second, I'm not finished. I'm sorry to interrupt you, but you just.
The thing is, this has nothing to do with anything that concerns.
It does.
Your brother today.
Can I just clarify?
I'm here as a doctor to manage symptoms and to try.
Doctor, you're deflecting things now. You've just said something. I just want to comment.
Yeah, but you know I can't answer your question.
You can't.
And you know
you said
it's with
wrong.
the Office of the Public Guardian who are making their own inquiries and their own assessments.
No, they're not.
And you know that until I've had official confirmation of your status, I cannot grant third-party access to you. You know that.
No, I don't know that.
Well, I'm telling you that.
All right, well, first of all, you're incorrect. It's not an application. You've just said a moment ago that if it's registered, I will look to honour that. That's what you said, didn't it?
That's what I said.
All right. Who's told you it's just an application?
Well, it needs confirming.
Sorry,
Doctor? You copied the paperwork to me, the forms from the
Office of the Public Guardian?
Yes.
I
needed confirming that they have processed that and approved your application.
Doctor, you're wrong there. But I
do.
You do confirm. I'm not denying that. I'm not denying that, Doctor. Let me explain. That is not an application. There's a difference between making an application, it being registered, and approved.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
That's what's happened in this case. The application was made, I believe, in June or July. It got registered in September. It got issued out in October. All right. To me.
Issued meaning approved.
Approved, yes. Stamped.
Well, why are they making their own inquiries again now?
Just hold on, Doctor. It's been approved. It's been embossed. Yes. Embossed means that it's got.
I saw a stamp, but that doesn't necessarily mean to say
it's not stamped. It's embossed.
Okay.
Let me clarify. It's been embossed. Okay, so that's as legitimate as you get. All right. Now, what subsequently happened is that my brother is in a position to self-certify it's an original copy. All right. He's able to self-certify that. Now, the Office of the Public Guardian have a process where anybody can make inquiries. Like, for example, if you're concerned that that's not been registered properly, all right. If you're concerned that's not been registered, you can by all means contact the Office of the Public Guardian. I can give you the website that you can do to make the inquiry. Say, look, somebody's approached me with this lasting power of attorney. Is it legit? I mean, is it registered? All right. As long as it's registered, you yourself have said that you have to comply by law. Yes.
Correct.
That's right. This document, you were within your rights when I made this application. I forwarded you a copy of this. You were within your rights to write to the Office of the Public Guardian and ensure that it's been correct. It is legitimately registered. All right. Did you do that?
The Office of the Public Guardian, they are they're wanting to satisfy themselves that Talib has full capacity to be able to understand the process, so that in allowing you to represent,
Doctor, it doesn't work like that. Okay. Because
the Office of Public, they are making their own inquiries about.
But that's irrelevant to you, isn't it?
But they're satisfying themselves.
That's irrelevant to you, though, isn't it? That's irrelevant to you.
It's fully relevant.
I've handed you a legal document.
But if Talib doesn't have capacity,
who's to say? What's the first principle of the Mental Capacity Act? To assume that he has capacity.
Yes, but if they're questioning whether he has capacity,
why are they questioning it?
Exactly. Why are they questioning
because
it?
You are raising alarms. You are the ones that are saying I have concerns.
I'm not sure it's only ourselves.
That's right, yes. The council primarily, because you understand that it's the council's influence.
Okay.
Yes.
Well, maybe by now they've already made their assessment, which would help enormously.
Doctor, but you could have wrote to me regarding this. You haven't done this. What you wrote? Excuse me, doctor. You wrote to me saying we still have time.
Okay. Well.
You know what it can be perceived as.
But I apologise. But
no, it's not. Apology is not accepted because I tell you why. You've had a time period.
I need to know. I need to know.
What's the first principle of the Mental Capacity Act?
I need to know the Office of the Public Guardian still honour any registration they made in October.
Today they're honouring it?
And don't have any misgivings about
Okay.
it.
Today.
I need to know that.
Why do you need to know that? Why? Show me the legislation. I'm giving you. Look, doctor, I'm quite happy for you to ignore this because the reality is that you have a liability.
Yeah, but I also need to know that the registration was genuine.
And what gives you any indication that it's not genuine?
The fact that the Office of Public Guardian is still making inquiries. They've requested your brother's record.
Okay.
They've said they.
When did they contact you?
Before Christmas.
Okay. Why did they contact you?
Exactly.
And under what legal authority are you obliged to give my brother's records to him rather than me?
Because it's in.
What? Have they given you any power of attorney? If you've disclosed my brother's medical records,
I'm sorry. I think maybe this should rest with the legal people. All I can say is that my manager is dealing with it.
Which is your manager?
Azra B and Fiona.
So Fiona Reid is a practice manager, yes? I've attempted to speak to her on numerous occasions regarding this. You know what it can be perceived as? That you don't want me to have power of attorney. You personally. Or the council, or the authority.
I want to make sure the right thing is done.
Well, my brother is suffering. Previously, my mother is suffering as a consequence of this action that the local authority have taken. My brother's clearly, how am I best supposed to represent my brother if I can't even act on his behalf? Okay, yes.
I think we spent enough time. I think you know my position.
I would like it in writing. Because obviously this matters. The fact that you've
like what in writing?
Exactly what you've told me now. Why you failed to comply to our subject access request?
Okay.
Right. What's the reason for that? Because the first principle is that
That's fine. I'm sorry. We have spent quite a long time, and I have 10 minutes per patient.
Doctor, I think you're failing to understand the full ramifications of the present situation.
Okay, I have 3 patients waiting. Does that concern you?
No, it doesn't concern me because I tell you what, because obviously you're forcing me to take legal action, and that's going to cost you a lot more time and money and resources because of your failures. All right, I've handed you a lasting power of attorney registered with the Court of Protection. You said I'm not satisfied. You're not satisfied. You've then raised an alarm to them. They're then having to investigate
that's not the case.
That is the case.
That didn't trigger that at
all. Who triggered it? It's either yourself or the council. Why? No third party can trigger it. If I'm giving you if I'm now taking a legal document and saying, look, I want to execute it because my brother's giving me the power. He's here today. You're saying no, he doesn't he lacks mental capacity. In my mother's case, he said she's got dementia. Okay, well, dementia. A degenerative condition. My brother's mental condition is not degenerative. He has capacity. He's been in hospital as your records would show, for a period of from August to December last year. They've discharged him into my care. Does that not concern you? Does it not concern you that a person who's criminally convicted of defrauding Talib is caring for him? Does that not concern you? So clearly there's a conflict of interest there, isn't there? Something's clearly gone wrong there. That a convicted fraudster is looking after him, and I'm meant to have defrauded him. And today Talib, for the last 3 years, has not had any money. You can see clearly the writings on the wall. There's something fraudulent going on here, where I'm the one that's providing the care, and yet I'm in this position. And now you're telling me I'm doing everything by the book. The first principle, I'm quoting you the law. The first principle is to assume somebody has capacity. You've turned that on its head and said, I've got concerns. Why has the Office of Public Guardian contacted you saying we want his medical records? What authority have they provided you with? Okay, because if it's still at an investigation stage, it seems that they are gathering evidence in order to ensure that the power of attorney is overturned. It's already been overturned and suspended in relation to my mother, who's suffering as a consequence. So you're not living up to your duty of care, looking after their best interests, because you can see the reality here. Several years later, after I've gone to prison, I've come out, I'm still looking after them. All right, why am I still in that position? All right, and who's financially profiteering and plundering my family members? Yes, it was a lot of money. Yes, it was £680,000 that they said that I've stolen from my own family members, which was a family trust. And I've told the local authority and everybody else, I'm charging £1 million a week to care for them. It's a labour dispute. Do you understand what a labour dispute is? We have labour dispute. The local authority exploiting my labour. You're a doctor here. You fully understand the plight of carers like myself. All right, there's 6.5 million carers like myself, all right, that are being financially exploited. You fully understand this because you've been debriefed by the NHS and everybody else, including the NHS by itself admits the fact that carers like me provides an invaluable support service. And you're saying to me, I've got many other clients. I'm just fearful that I'm now in a position where I have to take legal action against yourself for your failure to provide us with I've told you that's a genuine copy. You said it's an application. It's not an application. All right, it's a registered court, and you.
Well, that's I wasn't sure, and if that is the case, that is fine.
It is registered, and my anticipation was ask your manager. I'll send you an email. You can check them. Is it registered? They may have inquiries. They may investigate. As it stands today, Doctor, it is a registered. It's not been suspended. So if it hasn't been suspended,
if that's the case, I suppose I'm obligated to do.
You are obligated.
But would you give us the grace to contact the office of the public guardian and just be completely okay that I'm not doing anything unlawful?
Yes, you can do that. I'm quite happy for you to do that. But what you need to clarify, there might be an investigation. I can go out today and say, look, you sexually assaulted me. That doesn't mean you sexually assaulted me. You're going to be investigated for a crime.
No, I appreciate that.
That's right. Yeah. What you need to clarify is today, as it stands, on the 8th of January 20, is it still registered or has it been suspended?
Yeah, well, that's fair enough.
If they've got concerns, they can investigate. They haven't completed the investigation. We've made this the subject access request in November. All right, and you're clearly liable to make that disclosure. It is legitimate. So I just want to clarify: it's not an application. When you say it's just an application, I'm applying to the court. I wouldn't be so stupid enough to pull something over your eyes, knowing the fact that you know I've been criminally convicted for fraud. I'm going to pull a fast one. What I'm doing is suffering. My brother is suffering. Right, financially, you know the fact that we are suffering as a consequence of the local authorities need to save money and exploit my labour. It doesn't make any sense, Dr. Bargh, where this is a victim of my criminality and I'm caring for him. It doesn't make any sense, Dr. Bargh, when this is a victim of my criminality and I've just spent £5,000 taking him on holiday. Does that make any sense? No, he's a family member. He's my brother. I live with him. I care for him for a year now. I've been caring for him. So you need to look at the wider picture rather than think, I'm going to find any excuse I can in order to prevent disclosure. There's clearly information there that I need. I obviously find out why the information has been suspended. We've had a lot of, I would like everything discussed today to be for you to put your position in writing, because frankly speaking, as it stands today, I need to clarify to you your misunderstanding that is a registered lasting power of attorney. It's not an application form. And if the Office of the Public Guardian are investigating, so what? How does that concern you? They've not concluded their investigations, and you're not obliged to wait till their investigations get concluded. What you are obliged to do, which I've quoted you the law, is that the Data Protection Act have provided you with a legal authority to disclose his medication records. 1 point. Second point is, I've come in last week, and my brother has signed it in front of your staff that I'm a third-party access now. That's correct, yes?
I don't know.
Well, you need to clarify that, because your staff receptionist, when I came in, they told me you don't have third-party access. So I said, okay, my brother's here. She's witnessed my brother sign it. Okay. All right, so it's been signed now. So therefore, there's no reason for you not to grant me third-party access in the absence of the power of attorney. The power of attorney is irrelevant. Let's just say it doesn't stand.
Well, we'll contact the Office of the Public Guardian, and if the document has been registered
today, if it's registered today,
registered as of now.
As of now, yes.
Then it would be wrong of us to withhold.
That's correct, yes.
Right.
And you know, under the Fraud Act 2006, Section 3 is.
But in all this, we have wanted to act in your brother's interest.
No, you haven't.
That's
your opinion.
You don't know that.
That's your opinion. My brother is suffering. I am suffering.
Personally, whatever anybody else has said or thought, I haven't wanted to be difficult with you or make life unpleasant. And I'm sorry if I personally have contributed to that. It wasn't my desire to do that.
Dr. Bargh, when I first spoke to you, I hold you in high esteem. Right? I mean, you haven't spent your life being a doctor. I believe that your integrity has been compromised. Your personal integrity.
Well, if it has, I'm sorry.
No.
We all have failings.
No, doctor. I think you misunderstand me. I believe your personal integrity has been compromised by third parties. All right, not yourself. Like I said, I would like to believe that you are looking to act in my brother's best interest. Yes, I'm not gonna deny that. But you have been influenced, and you know what is, doctor? Unfortunately, you're not the first doctor that's happened. This happened to.
Okay.
All right. I'm not going to take any more of your time. I mean, we've come to a satisfactory conclusion. We would like you in writing why you failed to comply with the subject access request. You are within your right to speak to the Office of the Public Guardian, but also you are obliged to speak to your manager regarding my brother recently handing me third-party access. So he's done it today. Yeah. All right. I mean, sorry. So that alone gives me access to his medical records in the absence of lasting power of attorney, because he's here today and he's given me and he's signed the documents.
But did he understand the documents?
Yes, he did. And what makes you think that he doesn't understand?
Well, We don't share the same language.
No. First of all, are you saying that he lacks capacity?
No, I'm just saying we make an assumption, don't we?
My brother has said to me that he's not going to give me granular authority on each single thing. Can I go to the toilet? Can I go out? He's told me that you're responsible for everything. Okay? And if you want an interpreter, and we can call somebody now and you can speak to him, he's put me fully in charge.
Okay. I just want to hesitate that point because it is an assumption. But
Okay,
fine,
yeah, you can make assumptions. But you can also assume that I'm acting in my brother's best interest and I've made it clear that it's a labour dispute.
I perceive that he trusts you, and I perceive that, you know...
We live together.
So that's fine.
Alright, we've been living, he's been discharged, your records will show he was discharged in January. So for 1 year, doctor, he's been living with me. Why is there abuse?
Okay.
I'm sorry, doctor, if it became a bit more heated than it should have been, but clearly there have been failures that need to be addressed. Number one is suspension of the medication, and number two is failure for disclosure of the records. So I feel aggrieved.
Right.
Okay, thank you.
Goodbye, darling.
Alright, Farrow.
Goodbye.
Alright, thank you. He's feeling aggrieved. Thank you.